Good day, grade 4s. I hope that you're all still doing very well. Okay, so today we are starting with a new topic. It's actually a really interesting topic. It is called properties of material. But before we start with properties of materials, can you still remember the difference between raw and manufactured materials? It's actually really easy. Raw materials are materials like sand or clay. And then it's materials made from nature that humans can use. And then manufactured materials are materials that's been made by humans from natural materials. I want to quickly focus on the key words in the textbook on page 76 so that you can understand what I'm talking about when we get to that word. Okay, so the first key word, properties, what a material looks like and how it behaves. Then waterproof, does not allow water to pass through. Dent, to make a hollow on the surface. Flexible, material that can bend easily. Stiff, material that does not bend easily. Examine, find out more about something. And then lastly, absorbent, to soak up a liquid. Okay, so it is important that you understand that we make different things out of different materials. Let me explain what I mean by that. Let's take this appetizer bottle for an example. This bottle is made out of plastic. It is hard and it is smooth. I can easily store water in this bottle and drink from it again if I want to. But will it work if I store my water inside this material pencil bag to drink from? No. Why not? That's correct. Materials like the pencil case, it's not waterproof. If I put my water inside this pencil case, it will just drip through and then I'll have nothing left to drink. Let's say that I want to build a chair to sit on. Will I use this? It's clay. You can see it's soft and I want to keep on playing with it. Or do you think the next option will be a better option? Wood. Why is that? That is why it's so important that we need to look at the property of a material, especially if you want to use a material to make something else. Materials have properties. And it is so important that we understand and know these properties and to keep them in mind when we want to make certain things. So, if I want to make something to store water in it, plastic would be my best option, not paper or material. Why? Because the property of paper or material is not to be waterproof. But plastic's property is that it's waterproof. Okay, boys and girls, it's important that you understand that some materials are hard or soft. I am going to get a little helper to demonstrate this for you. Okay, so I've got two types of plastics here. One's a bottle and then the other one's a plastic step. To ask my little helper to help me today to demonstrate this. Got two types of plastics. The bottle, as you can see, it's not really hard. You can easily dent a plastic bottle. The second type of plastic, as you can see, its property is hard, so it's created for someone to be able to step on. So it is important that you understand that materials have properties. Some materials are soft and some materials are very hard. Let's take a look at page 76 in your textbook. You can just follow along on this video clip as well. Materials have different properties, hard or soft. Some solid materials are soft and others are very hard. We can test how hard a material is if we scratch, cut or dent it. Think of a candle. You can make a scratch on it with your fingernail. Let's quickly test that. Guys, she's going to hold this candle for me. You can see it's a candle. Let's test if I can actually scratch it. Yep, there you can see me scratching into the candle. And there's the little mark, if you can see it. I can scratch into the candle with my fingernail. There we go. Now the question is, will I be able to do the same with a ceramic mug or with a normal mug? No. You can see I cannot scratch into it. The same does not apply here. It says here you would not be able to scratch a ceramic mug with your fingernail. You can dent an empty cauldron can with your fingers, but you would not be able to dent a piece of wood. Let's test that. So we saw that that's in fact true. You would not be able to dent a piece of wood if you cannot scratch, cut or dent a material. It is hard. To compare the hardness of materials, they must be tested in some way. Read about a fair test on page 86 in the topic. Okay, but we are only on page 76 now, so we are going to do that later on in a different video. Today we are going to focus on hard or soft, and then we are going to do activity 5. With activity 5, it gives you a list here of things that you need. You are not going to need them. You are going to use your own examples. What you are going to do, you will copy this table into your book. Then, please remember to write your date and your heading. Your heading will be properties of materials. Okay, so you are going to write your own examples here. You don't have to do stone and clay again. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. So I'm going to write here under stone and clay, candle. I'm going to write down a mug. I'm going to write down wood, and I'm going to write down plastic. So then you are going to take your first example. There's my little candle. You can actually see here the marks that I've scratched, there we go, onto the candle. Then you are going to tick material that is easy to scratch or dent, or material that is more difficult to scratch or dent. Then you're going to tick, ooh, candle, it's easy to scratch or dent. And then you're going to go on like that with wood. I want you to pick at least 5 ideas or items that you are going to use to complete activity 5. Okay, so sometimes we need materials that are flexible. That means they can bend without breaking. Then we need stiff materials as well for something that's not allowed to bend, like a spade or a handle. Other properties of material can be if the material is strong or weak. And if they are light and heavy. It's really, really important. If we want to make something, it is important that we know how strong or weak the material is that we are going to use. For example, a stone is a very strong material, but it can be difficult to work with because it is so heavy. So it is often used to build with. The lightness or heaviness of a material is also a property of a material. To see if it is suitable to make something with. For example, plastic is light, but is also very strong. The last property that I'm going to talk about today is if something's waterproof or absorbent. Some materials can absorb or take in liquids, like water, and then many fabrics are absorbent. Other materials again are waterproof, which means they can keep water out. Okay, so to recap, the properties of materials that we discussed today is the following. Is it hard or soft? Stiff or flexible? Strong or weak? Heavy or light? And then waterproof or absorbent. Okay, grade 4s, I really hope that this topic makes sense to you now and that you understand the different properties of material and why it is so important. You only need to do activity 5 for me for today. You can find it on page 77. You are allowed to use your own materials. You do not have to use the materials stated in the textbook because you will actually need to have the materials to test if you can scratch it or not. Okay, grade 4s, enjoy the rest.